Events.
Learners, grab now your learning activity sheets, pen, and notebook so that you can take notes of the important details throughout our discussion. Let's begin!
Let us begin reviewing our previous lesson about illustrates events, unions, and intersections of events, as well as giving examples that might be used in the given lesson. So, learners, please keep in mind the important details.
Thank you, Teacher Aiko. When you were in high school, have you encountered experiment in science or even in mathematics?
Yes, you know, learner, you may encounter experiment in science because it first the procedure is trying to test the hypothesis as part of the scientific method. While in mathematics, experiment is a process that can be done instantly. Again, experiment is a process that can be done instantly. Could you give us some experiments?
Yes, Teacher Aiko. Examples of experiments are throwing a die or rolling a die. Yung pagtatapon natin ng die, so tossing a coin, rotating a spinner, drawing a card or playing cards, and many more.
Alright, teacher. What about the complement of an event?
Well, Teacher Aiko, complement of an event is a set of all outcomes that are not in the event. If A is the event, the complement of an event A is denoted by A prime. So, yung nasa taas, isang apostrophe. So, binabasa natin siya sa mathematics as A prime.
Okay, learners. Remember, complement of an event is set of all outcomes by not in the event. Could you please give us example, teacher?
Sure, Teacher Aiko. For example, rolling a 5 or greater and rolling a 4 or less than or less on a die are complementary events because a roll is 5 or greater if and only if it is not 4 or less.
What about secret space, teacher?
Okay, Teacher Aiko. When you say sample space, it is represented by capital letter S. It may contain a number of outcomes which depends on the experiment. Could you give us example, Teacher Aiko, regarding in the sample space?
Yes, teacher. So, for example, if the experiment causing a coin, the sample space is typically the set head and tail. So now we will open with close parentheses. So we have head, comma, tail. So it is commonly written as the set of head and tail. And for tossing a single six-sided die, the typical sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Alright, Teacher Aiko. So, kanina doon sa sinabi ni Teacher Aiko, doon sa coin, tossing a coin, meron tayong head and tail. Sa Tagalog yun yung tao, saka yung ibon, ano? And then yung sa tossing a coin naman, rolling a die, rolling a die, meron naman tayong sample space na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, ito ay yung ginagamit natin kapag tayo ay naglalaro ng snake and ladder. Thank you for example, Teacher Aikos. So, what is all about compound event?
So, compound event position of two or more simple events with two or more outcomes. So, Teacher Mac, please give us an example of compound event.
Okay. Okay, learners, listen carefully. If you toss 2 coins, so we are not after for 1 coins here. So, dalawa na yung pinag-uusapan nating coins kasi nga nasa compound event tayo. So, ibig sabihin dalawa yung involved dapat. Kasi compound means 2 or 2 events. Ano po? So, the probability of getting 2 heads is a compound event because once again, it combines 2 simple events. So, yung pala, Teacher Aiko, kapag kinumbine yung dalawang simple events, nagiging na siyang compound events.
So, how about event? Pero to dapat baka yung
Po?
dapat siguro yung
Yes, ma'am.
Ay, sir. Di ba nauna yung natin dito? Pwede pa unahin sa
Ano po?
unahin sa dito sa script natin.
Ay, anong gagawin po, ma'am?
Pwede bang okay na yun?
Okay na po siguro to, ma'am. I-ano na lang natin, mag-adlib na lang din po ako ng Tagalog dun sa ano ko po. Dun sa sasabihin ko. Opo.
Yes, sir.
Yan na din po yung flow. Magtatagalog man po ako pag mag-adlib para di pa tayo malito. At English man yung ano natin. Sige, para madagdagan din po. Humaba din yung. Sige po.
Okay, so teacher, how about the simple event?
Oh, simple event is one that can only happen in one way. In other words, it has single outcome. Teacher Aiko, can you add more examples?
Of course, teacher. Example, tossing a coin, we get one outcome that is for a wheel. And rolling one six-sided die, rolling an even number to the four with 1 to 3 outcomes, 2, 4, and 6. Got it, learner?
Very well said, Teacher Aiko. So as we proceed to our lesson, I know that our learners are eager to learn more from us, Teacher Aiko. More coming from us, Teacher Aiko. So as teachers, we expect the outcome, right?
What is outcome, teacher?
Okay, so when we say outcome, it is a result of an event. In Tagalog, kinalabasan or the result. Okay? The resulta.
Now, teacher Mac, can you please enlighten your learners about experiment involving two-point circles using listing method?
Yeah, sure, Teacher Aiko. Before we start, again, I repeat, S stands for the sample space as we mentioned earlier. H stands for the head. Okay, so ito yung tao sa Tagalog, sa coin. And T stands for the tail. So we are referring for the coin or a coin when it comes to H and T. So again, H stands for the head of a coin and T stands for the tail of a coin. So from the given problem, 2 coins are tossed. So let us determine first the possible outcomes or sample point of an experiment. In that way, the sample space denoted by S are HH, HT, TH, and TP. In the symbols, it can be written as S or the sample space is equal to dalawang H, HT, TH, and dalawang T. So, how many outcomes do we have, Teacher Aiko?
We have 4 possible outcomes in tossing 2 coins. What about the event?
Okay, alright, Teacher Aiko, you got correct. There are 4 possible outcomes. So what about the events? So, event is a subset of a sample space of an experiment. Do you know that events are important?
Yes, teacher, because event is a subset of a sample space. So take a look at this. In tossing 2 coins, we have a sample space H8, H8, T8, T6. Suppose when you find out the effect of getting both heads and an event of getting at least one head. So you have the event equal to 8 if both are heads. And the event is equal to 8 E8, H8 for at least one.
So, students, from the given events or represented events is usually represented by capital letter E. So, our events or E is equal to dalawang H or HH. Of having only one outcome is called simple event, while event having more than one outcome is called compound event. So that is getting at least one head and sample space is equal to HH, HT, and TH. Parang may kulang dito. Parang 4 ito. Ano po? Dito po sa... Tama ba, ma'am? Parang 4 po ito ata. Yung sa compound event po.
Sir, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ang hinahanap lang po kasi, sir.
Po?
Ang hinahanap lang po doon ay yung at least one head. So, yun
at least one head po. Okay. Okay po, ma'am. Siya nga pala.
Yung waiting.
Okay po. So, tama po. Next, Teacher Aiko.
Exactly, teacher. So, do you know that there are different sets?
Really? I guess those are union and intersection that can be applied to events. I am right, Teacher Aiko?
Yes, teacher. You got it.
Ito siguro ay, ma'am, ano? Nag-notes ka po, ma'am?
Ako po?
Opo.
Ay, opo, yung...
Bago po ito, ma'am, o tabi.
Sige, I will go there.
Ito pong, am I right? Nagkapalit lang po yung I, saka
Ay, oo.
Una, ma'am, si sunod po si I.
Okay na, sir.
Okay na po, sige po. Ikaw na po, Teacher Aiko.
Yes. Teacher Mac.
What is all about the union of events, Teacher Aiko?
So the union of events is a set that contains all of the elements that are in at least one of the two events. So the union is written as A, then, I'm sorry, capital letters
Pwede, basa po siguro dyan na may A, union B. Yung union po is represented by the symbol U. Para madali po nilang maano. Opo.
The union of events that contains all of the elements that are in at least one of two events. So the union is written as A union B.
Which?
So the symbol for union is U.
Or it's similar as letter U po.
Okay.
Okay po. So, learners, the union of an event A and event B is represented by A union B, as Teacher Aiko said. Okay, so it contains the outcomes of A and or B.
What about the intersection?
Well, intersection of A and event B is represented by A. So, binaligtad naman natin, ni-reverse natin yung letter U sa union. So, sa intersection, babaliktarin lang natin siya. So, makaka-form naman tayo ng letter N. So, that is represented in intersection. So, again, intersection, it contains the outcomes of event A and event B.
Wow. Well said, Mac.
I have here another question, Teacher Aiko. So, how can you illustrate the outcomes of two events?
It's easy, Teacher Max. It means the Venn diagram, proving that outcomes of two events A and B, U is refers to universal set. So the capital letter U is the map universal
Okay,
set.
so, as Teacher Aiko said, learners, capital letter US refers to the universal set in the Venn diagram. Okay? So, what is a Venn diagram, Teacher Aiko, by the way?
Venn diagram is a diagram that uses circles with a set, in which the relations between the sets are indicated in the arrangement of the circles. So we use circular diagram that includes circles, wherein we have the intersection.
Okay, so in that Venn diagram, what are the numbers included in set A, Teacher Aiko?
So in set A, we have 3 and 4. 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay, so there are 4 elements, Teacher Aiko. Am I right, Teacher Aiko, that there are 4 elements in event A?
Yes, Teacher Mac.
So how about the numbers in set B, Teacher Aiko?
Those are 1, 3, 5, and 6.
Okay, so now, what is A union B? Based from the example, Teacher Aiko, so what is A union B?
So listen, learner. A union B is equal to the Open and close parentheses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Using the same event, practice the intersection of two sets.
Teacher Aiko,
Po?
yung pagbasa po dito, Teacher Aiko lang po. Dito sa
Ay, sige
Listen
po.
Learners, A union B is equal to the elements of,
Okay.
wag ka na magbanggit po ng, ng close and open.
Sige po.
Sige po. A union B is equal to the elements of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Pwede yung word ko na lang ito?
Alin po, ma'am?
Sige na, sir. Okay na.
Okay na po. Sige po.
Ulitin ko, sir.
Sige po, ma'am.
So, listen, learner. A union B
Is equal to Teacher Aiko. Hello, Teacher Aiko.